What I like about the forks is the hidden adapter, and it makes it pretty easy to switch between the 20 and 25 millimeter offset, and then also given the option of having 2 forks in one, which is pretty cool.
Hello and welcome everybody once again to the Swatch Battle of Hastings 2024. My name is Seb Denver. It's a pleasure to be here as always, but I'm not here on my own. I've got the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Mr. Trey Jones. Trey, how you going, man?
I'm doing great. Another Battle of Hastings in this dungeon, doing the live stream, so I'm stoked, man.
It sounds nasty when we call it a dungeon. It's not that bad.
No, we're actually in like some nice chairs, hanging out,
chilling,
watching the stream, getting to talk about, critique everybody riding while we sit here do nothing. So
exactly.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, if you're not familiar with the Swatch Battle of Hastings, the format of this competition is a little bit different to other competitions, right? It's a team format. So already we have seen the rail jam go down. Team captains and the teams will have chosen who they want to do that, and the same is about to happen, right?
Yep. Yeah. So they had you get 4 people, and they had to choose one person to ride the rail jam, and that's what we just saw, and then they had to choose somebody else to do the high air. So it's like somebody that rode the rail isn't going to ride the high air, and vice versa. So we're going to see the blasters of the group. I don't know if that's a term, but I just made it up.
Oh,
so
you just made it up.
I just made it up. So
Blasters works for us. Blasters works for us. Well, if you're still a bit confused by the format of the Swatch Battle of Hastings, here's a little VT so you can have a little look through it.
Get a Paris. Blast that. Got me hyped. That was sick.
That was sick.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119 So there we go, Battle of Hastings format explained. And we've just seen the rail jam go down. That was absolutely crazy.
Yeah. It was
And
mental.
now we got high air. Now things get even simpler with the high air because essentially it's just about who's going the highest. It's going to be a 20-minute jam session, right?
Yep. 20 minutes of people blasting. Whoever goes the highest wins.
Simple as that.
Not much more to explain than that.
No, nothing else to explain other than who's boosting the highest.
Yeah. And we got some of the literally the
look at the
highest
names.
blasters in the world. Josh Dove, Larry Egger, Sergio, Corey Walsh, a guy named Chase Hawk, new guy on the scene.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Never
it's
heard
gonna
of
be
him.
sick.
Yeah. It is going to be sick. It is going to be sick. I mean, last year's was insane. I don't know, Josh Dove, he won last year.
Yeah.
Ooh, he boosted up there.
But we got Larry Edgar this year.
We got Larry.
I mean, I've never seen anybody go as high in real life as Larry Edgar. So it's going to be good to watch.
So we're going to have a little look, I think, some of the VTs from the highlights, I think, from last year.
We'll be right back.
So here we are once again, Swatch Battle of Hastings, and the boost button is set to 12. The riders are getting in, and they're going to start getting high.
Yeah, they are going to be roasting this quarter pipe for sure. I'm curious to see where they're... Oh, they're just pedaling from the side.
Yeah.
Because it's very wet out there, so they're like having to dry off a path. And looks like we got maybe Mr. Larry Egger. I wonder if we can get a better camera angle to see who is actually
switch out.
going here. All right, that's we'll take it. We'll take it.
I saw in one of the comments there, somebody said the dove from above. I like that. we want to use that one. The dove from above who's from down below.
Yeah, exactly. From down under. All right, we got Corey in there.
Yep.
Roasting.
Finding the last sheet apply.
Headbanger's ball when they land on the flat bottoms. Corey's not a very smooth rider, so that happens all the time. I'm kidding, obviously. I'm kidding. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens here.
Sergio's in. Yeah, Sergio again, another one of those silky smooth riders.
Blasting.
So the guys they're coming down from that side down there, and I can tell you it is wet down there. But they've got no choice other than to go through that little wet patch, and then they have to get around that tight corner.
Oh wow, Larry getting up there.
Yeah, Larry.
Up there around 10, 11 feet.
And I think it's worth reminding as well at this point that, again, these guys have not had time to ride this before now. This is like you are in cold turkey, you got to get it done.
Yeah. Like we said, it has been raining all day, so nobody has ridden this quarter pipe.
This is pretty much the first time these guys are hitting it, so...
Also, good thing to point out, Matt Clausen riding High Air for Team Garrett Reynolds. Mostly riding street, but had to strap on the helmet and go for the big air on this one.
Here we go, the dove from above, as said by one of our viewers. Yes, love that. He's only comfortable up there when he's taking a limb off or doing some kind of trick. He always says he's like, I've got to do something when I'm up there.
Must take his mind off of it.
Kaz Campbell. Ooh. Yes, Kaz. I had the pleasure of seeing Kaz ride quite a lot. Super slick, stylish rider. I was telling you about the trip he's just had getting here.
Ooh, Mr. Chase Hawk.
Yeah, Chase. One of the GOATs.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He was one of the OG blasters.
Oh, yeah.
We got George.
Ooh. Yeah, wow. George Navushian.
That quarter pipe is huge also in real life. It's like a solid, probably 9.5 feet tall, 10 maybe.
They've made that high pole.
Oh, Larry with the jammin' salmon on the quarter. Whipping it out all over the place.
I love that, the jammin' salmon. Yeah, I think there's another 2 foot on that high pole from last year. I'm pretty sure it went to 11 foot last time. I think it's now
around
13 feet.
14.
I think the top of it, the very top of it, might be just shy of 14 feet. Remember, we've only got 20 minutes, and it's the rider's highest one that counts.
Wow.
And then they will get marked down 1 to 8. I don't know whether they've got some sort of laser judging system sorting this one out, or they've got somebody sitting on the roof opposite just checking it out.
Yeah, exactly. They definitely... They definitely probably have a better camera angle, maybe straight forward, so you can see how high it's going.
I think they were doing that from last year's shenanigans. Yes.
Oh.
Yes, Kaz. They were doing that, I think last year they were taking it from stills and literally lining it up and going, right, who's bigger? But I think there was one clear winner last year. Yes.
Wow. Larry getting up there around 12, 13 feet, which looks casual, but 13-foot air on a quarter pipe is... incredible.
And it's not the widest of quarter pipes either. That's like a quarter pipe from the 80s.
Yeah. Oh! Corey roasting.
It's a good scene down there, though, as you can see. Hastings Seafront, Swatch Battle of Hastings 2024. Welcome in. If you're only just joining us, this is the High Air contest. Right.
Got some of the best ramp riders in the world going for it.
Some of the best Sunday roasters. Yeah.
George getting in there, hitting the roast button. He probably feels uncomfortable not going upside down.
Yeah.
That's usually his go-to.
Well, last year we saw Ben Morris doing about a 10-foot, 12-foot.
Oh my gosh,
flare.
that was so insane. How do you even judge the height of that? Remember, I was like, "Are you go from the head or the back wheel, or what do you do?"
Yes.
Wow, Dovey roasting.
Would you expect anything less? I'm going to keep using that, the dove from above. I like that. Whoever came up with that comment, that is good.
Trademark it. Got Matt Clausen.
Yeah, Matt.
Roasting. Hell yeah.
Good scene down there. Here we are stuck in the dungeon, but it's a good place to be nonetheless.
Wow,
Yo!
Larry up top.
Oh, Larry. You see his jam format, so the riders might not be coming in the same format every time or the same run every time. Yeah.
Corey getting up there. What a scene, what a scene.
Here we go. Boosting up. Yeah,
Kaz getting up there.
I was saying to Kaz, so Kaz figured out that he had a Australian visa that he had to use up. So about 5 days ago, he flew to Australia, dropped his bags off, had a couple of nights out, got back on the plane, flew back here just for the Battle of Hastings.
And then he's going back to Australia.
And then he goes straight back to Australia with his bike this time.
God, what a far trip.
No, I wouldn't expect anything less from Kaz Campbell, I can tell you.
Also, I like the updated height pole this year.
Yeah, it looks wicked, doesn't it?
It was the lighthouse. Now we got the nice pirate ship wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks killer.
Yeah, it does look
What a
killer,
scene.
doesn't it?
I'm so stoked that it all the rain cleared up and everything like that.
Yeah, if you didn't catch us for the rail jam, we had some issues with the rain, but we managed to get the rail jam done. Now we're managing to get the high air done. The weather was playing havoc with us, but the team at the Source Park, Battle of Hastings this year, have been putting in the effort to get this thing dry. You saw in the VT there, them building this thing. I mean, that's no mean feat in itself.
Yeah, Jason Watts and the whole crew were out there getting this thing done. Larry Edgar.
Yes, Larry. So who do you reckon's gone biggest so far then? Is it Larry? Is it Dovey?
So Dovey has like this crazy whip out air where he like kicks his back end really, really, really high. And Larry just does the classic tabletop.
Yeah.
So it's like two different techniques of yank. So I don't know, man. We'll see. I don't know if they've ever been head-to-head in a high air contest, those two.
I don't know what they have. That's what's so good about this high air contest, though, because they don't happen all that frequently.
No, they don't. It's always, a long jump or a high jumper is always.
Yeah.
It's always,
They're a little bit
it's
easier.
always entertaining.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Here goes Larry. Let's see. Oh, no, that was Chase.
No,
Sorry.
Chase.
I got the shoes mixed up.
Again, Chase, one of the OGs of getting some boost out of a quarter. Yeah, George Novucian, of course, from Greece. He's rolling in next. I cannot begin to explain how damp it is down that side. There's Dovey. Dovey's so stoked to be here. Of course, last year's champion of Swatch Battle of Hastings.
Yeah, and he's a team captain this year.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he snuck above it. I saw him a little bit above the high pole.
Bit of daylight going on.
All right, Clausen getting in there.
I wonder what the run-up from Clausen's side is like.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's
him
like,
and Corey,
is it any drier? Is it the same? Or like,
it seems
Corey's
like,
from there as well, right?
Yeah, him and Corey are both going that way.
Yeah, Kaz.
It's crazy because it's like you see Kaz just do that air and you're like, oh, it wasn't that high. And it's like, no, he still did an 9 foot air.
9 foot air, exactly.
Yeah, still massive. Sergio.
Speed. Yes, Sergio. One thing I've got to say is they have to cut so tight to get into this little drop down.
Yeah.
And with, like I said, moist tires, damp tires, as you're coming around the side there, you're gripping on by the very finest points of the tread of your tires. Right. Look at the scene at the Source. Love this. Swatch Battle of Hastings.
Wow, beautiful.
I love looking at that. Seeing the park in the background.
Actually turned out to be a pretty nice afternoon.
Yeah, look at the blue skies now. Lovely sunset.
Wow.
Yeah, George.
I know the guys from the Source were stressing all day about this rain, but somehow it stopped right before we wanted to do this. Thank God.
It's thanks to our Sundance. We were doing a Sundance back there.
Yeah, Chase.
10 minutes left. It goes quick. Remember, there's only 20 minutes in this jam format. Each rider is going to get judged only on their highest air. So each time they are trying to get higher.
Jeez. I don't know. I think Larry had him on that
I
one.
don't know. That layer.
I saw Larry's bet, like his sprocket was right above.
Yeah.
Here he goes. Look.
Yo, there you go.
Right above it. Right above. God, him and Dovey are so close.
I love this. Yeah. Like you said, you see that and you're like, well, it wasn't that big. You're like, that's still an 8-foot air out of that quarter pipe, which is huge. The quarter pipe is skinny even to begin with anyway. It's like I said, it's like for those of you who remember quarter pipes back in the 80s, it's not far off from what that was.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a Haro demo from 1988
Honestly.
with Brian Blyther or something
Honestly.
like that.
It's just got more of a platform,
Yeah,
ironically.
exactly.
Yo!
Oh my God, dude!
I
he
thought
almost went off the
Sergio was going
side.
off the side.
I'm trying to see somebody blast straight over it and into the ocean, just straight off of it. If they air over the hype pole.
That's what should happen right at the end. It just dips and you just get sent out to sea.
Yeah. If somebody does that, I'll pay for their hospital bills. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I got it. Whoa!
Oh!
Whoa!
Drive through the shop.
What just happened?
Well, that's a sign of how wet the floor is. That's a sign of how wet the floor is. Honestly, they're trying to look through the shop to see if they can get a drier run in. Yeah, George.
Nice and flat.
Yeah, if you're not landing flat, you're not trying hard enough.
Yeah, exactly. Or casing. Actually, everybody's getting pretty smooth. Oh, here comes Dovey.
Oh!
God, man, I really have. I don't know. Is Larry or Dovey going higher?
That was
really
the difference.
have no
Like you were
idea.
saying, though, Larry doing that table, tweaking out that
Yeah.
table a little bit. Dovey doesn't quite get that table the same. He just tweaks it out. As you can imagine, it's difficult down there to try and get exactly the perspective of how big these guys are going. You see it from one angle, you're like, what?
Yeah.
You know?
You kind of need like the eye level of the coping angle to like really tell how high they're going. Damn,
Whoa!
Kaz, way up there.
Kaz finding that last sheet of ply
Ripping
at
it.
the bottom. Love that, Campbell. He's still probably tired from his trip back from Oz, ready to go
All
back
right, here
again.
goes Corey.
Yeah, Corey!
Oh, Corey getting up there around 12 feet.
So if you're just joining us, welcome. Swatch Battle of Hastings. High Air. Oh!
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. They're like, him and Dovey both are just above the height pole.
I mean, there's like George was going 10 feet then.
Casual.
There's a lot of stoke down there, and that's going to be taking these guys up. Here we go.
Oh, man, I don't know.
We
that
saw
one was
some
pretty
air.
high.
We saw some air there. So I think the way that they're judging this, if you're wondering how on earth they're doing it, I think they've literally got somebody at shop level taking stills, and then at the end of it, if I remember rightly from last year, they just basically look at those stills and like line them up next to one another.
Oh, Clausen ripping.
He's got a smile on his face, though. That's good. He got caught up in his shirt, maybe. Oh, it's good to see a smile on face.
I can only imagine what this looks like in person.
Oh,
Like, just seeing it through the screen like this. We got Chase getting in there again.
yeah. Yeah, Chase. So again, as we were explaining, like the format there, you know, each one of these team captains works with his riders, figures out which one's going to be riding what part of the event, figuring out who's best to do what. Yes, Kaz getting a big flatty on that one.
Judges, what do you think?
Again, super inverted. Larry doesn't even look like he's going that quick down. Then all of a sudden he seems to like boom.
He's got this crazy like super pump where he like he's like, I mean, he has like a ball of muscle, so he's like, he just like flexes up and just all of a sudden goes like
He's like a
10 miles an hour faster off the coping.
Like you say, he's a ball of muscle. He's like a little pit bull or something. He's like just solid. Here goes George. Yeah, George.
Getting up there.
I was speaking to Larry and Tom Justice yesterday. They were like, we're feeling kind of beat up from practicing in the park the past couple of days. If there was a competition for like landing flat or hanging up, like we'd be winning it right now. And that's coming from Tom Justice and Larry Edgar. I mean, like, what?
Oh, 5 minutes. Oh, my God. Oh, my God,
see,
dude.
when
He
he
was
puts-
so nosedived.
When he puts a bit of hot sauce on it, then it really goes up.
I swear when he does a trick, it's better. Like, he
Exactly,
goes
that's what he
higher.
said. He
Like,
said to
for
me.
Sure.
But you know what it's like when you're trying to go big, though? It is always, you know, it's kind of harder to just go straight at a jump, straight up a quarter.
Yeah, you're like kind of distracted.
Yeah.
You know, like you're kind of distracted from like what's actually happening.
What's
which
actually happening? The fact that you're actually, well, not that I would know what it's like going 13 feet up in the air above a quarter
Yeah,
pipe.
whenever I like to go 14 feet, it's actually a lot easier to do a one-handed tabletop, you know.
If I'm going 14 feet above a quarter pipe, something has gone very wrong.
Yeah, 14 feet up and then definitely 14 foot down.
Yeah, to flat.
For sure. Either landing on the deck or on the concrete at the bottom.
Right. You see the riders getting a little bit tired out there. It's a long old thing, 20 minutes to just keep pedaling like crazy towards that quarter.
Yeah, this has got to be like their last runs on this thing.
Yeah, we're down to the last few minutes, I think. Just joining us, welcome in. Yeah, George Navusian there. The names on this list, the names on all of the teams are insane this year.
All right, W, get back in there.
Oh!
Dude, he is like the exact same height every single time. Him and Larry are like, I don't know, man. Larry did that one tabletop where I was convinced it was higher. But then W does the one-hander and it's a little bit higher than that. I don't really know.
Or you just seen a bit more daylight because you can see a bit more daylight when one of those hands is off.
Yeah, right above the height pole.
It's like, I swear to God, they're like dictated to how high they're going by the height pole though. Because I'm sure like last year, this is exactly the same quarter. I'm sure everybody was going, well, not everybody, but the highest, like W was going just to the top of the height pole.
Yep.
And now we've made it like 2 feet taller. They're going
like,
just to the top of the height pole.
Yeah, maybe we make the height pole a little bit higher.
Yeah. Clausen dusted off that tumble from the last one. No worries there. Gets back on with business. Larry's in. Oh, I like that.
I can't really tell from the angle, but
it looked good seeing it from that angle, though. Yeah. I like seeing a different view.
Might have been higher. Not really sure.
Thankfully, we're not judging.
Yeah, thank God.
Keep your comments coming in, though. We are seeing your comments coming in. We do like them, especially when they're being nice and kind. Yeah. Everybody commenting on Dovey.
Corey roasting.
I'm surprised they didn't have a rolling off the roof. Believe me, somebody just said that. Believe me, that has been discussed many times, but... Oh my God. That was up there. It's how smooth he gets in on the way in as well. He's hitting that top layer apply like a foot down.
He's God, I really can't tell who's going higher, him or Larry.
Yes, Kaz.
It's so hard to tell.
Kaz, Kaz, if he just tweaked that out. So yeah, just to answer that, yeah, they have talked about coming in off of the top of the shop in a roll-in situation, but I think basically the rules of the seafront and health and safety, which is quite ironic considering they built a quarter pipe coming off the side of the seawalk. But yeah, apparently they weren't allowed to. They've asked and they've tried, but I don't know whether it's just how old the building is or just general health and safety, but that would be good to see. Oh!
God, dude. It's him and Dovey they got to be within an inch or two.
Yeah, for sure. Only 1 minute left. Here we go down to the last minute then. It hasn't disappointed. Yo! Oh! That's the first time I've seen Dovey wipe out.
God. He landed so flat. Hopefully he's all right. I thought him grab his chin a little bit.
That knocked the wind out of me. Sam Jones there. He was like, what? Here we go from the shop.
Out of the shop.
Oh!
Corey coming up there around 13 foot.
Right, as we're looking at the last 30 seconds, I reckon now, Trey.
Gosh.
Yeah, spreads the wings, see if he can get a little bit more lift on that. Oh, right yeah, Kaz. Kaz is just finding his flow just as we get to the end of this 20 minutes. Here we go.
Larry.
Oh!
God, man, I wish they had like a center of gravity, like sensor, so we can see like where the dead center of them, like the highest point. You know what I mean? Like they do on the X Games moto.
Yeah.
Dirt bikes, you know, like we need something like that, some type of system.
It looks like they're wrapping it up. Yeah, I'll tell you what, speaking about that, if there's any, LED sponsors out there, you think they can put up a big hype pole that's electric in the background?
Yeah.
Give us a visualization.
I think that's the end of it. I think that was the last hits. But man, I mean, it pretty much went like we predicted. Larry Egger and Josh Dove going really high.
as the comment said, the dove from above.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. It was sick to see everybody out there getting it. I mean, even Corey Walsh, the last hit, he was up there around 13 feet.
Coming out of the shop as well.
Yeah.
Coming out of the shop. I mean, well, that's just a little bit of taste of the Battle of Hastings. I mean, we've seen the Rail Jam. If you've not watched that, make sure you do re-watch that.
Yeah.
High Air just didn't disappoint. I knew it wouldn't disappoint. I mean,
man. Yeah, for sure.
The names on that sheet, just incredible.
Yeah, I can't think of another person that would go as high as the dudes that were riding.
And remember, these are going to get judged from their highest one from 1 to 8. But, that top spot, I'm pretty sure, is going to be between, I'd say, Dove, it's got to be Edgar, and maybe Walsh from that last one from the shop.
God, man, I don't know. All three of them were in, God, it has to be a few inches. Has to be. I would love to see the freeze frame, like comparison of the two. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was killer, man. It was amazing.
But thanks for tuning in to this. We really appreciate your viewing pleasures. We hope you enjoyed it. And make sure that you tune in for the rest of the action over the weekend, because we've got loads coming up. Of course, the main contest happening tomorrow in the park. We've got Best Trick, and we've got the finals, of course, happening on the Sunday as well. So we have got a jam-packed schedule. Make sure that when you tune in to a live stream and tune back into another live stream, you have to log out of one, log into a new one. Just want to remind you of that one. We had a few people in the comments that each event you log out of one and you have to log back into another.
It's going to be killer. We can't wait for an awesome weekend. I'm stoked to sit here.
Oh my god. Is that a joke?